You know, we have a lot of expressions in the English language.
I don't even know what I'm saying.
What are we talking about?
Where'd that come from?
Most all of us use them every day.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means.
You know, we just say them as if they really made sense.
I mean, how silly is that?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
All right. You know what it is, and you know who it is. It's me, Mario, and welcome to Appraise the Phrase, origins of everyday expressions, where we're here to do three things.
Three things.
Oh, you know three things, 20. Three things. Unveil the origin, confirm the meaning, and assess the value of common everyday phrases. Today is a little bit more special, y'all.
Oh, it's a real special day today, man.
It is a special day today, man. Look, the weather has changed. I've been mentioning the weather last 3 episodes. The weather is shifting, and nothing better to mark the shifting of the weather than the occasion we're honoring today. But before I get ahead of myself, let me introduce, as always, my wonderful co-host, 20. What is up, brother? How you feel, man?
Oh, man, all good, man. It's like you said, man, it's a special day. We definitely gonna have a great episode, man. I'm super excited, and I just can't wait. Let's get it going, man.
Let's get it going. So it's weird. This is a little weird for me. I got little butterflies in my stomach tingling because I'm introducing 2 people that introduced us, actually, 20.
Right?
If you do chronological order.
Right.
This is actually in reverse. So let's not hesitate, man. Special Mother's Day edition of Appraise the Phrase. And what better way to honor the mothers than to honor the mothers, right? So first, let me say welcome to, because we're going to go in host age order. 20's older than me, so I'll start with Miss Williams. Yeah. It's host age order because you would never reveal. Miss Williams, please introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers.
Hello, my name is Sheila Williams. I'm 20's mom.
Hey, there we go. Look, I
thought she was going to get my government name, but
no
she
government.
actually. I appreciate that,
I'm 20's mom.
That is perfect. And let me introduce the one and only my mother, Vickie Hines.
Hi, I'm Vickie Hines, and I'm Issa Mario's mom.
Oh, this is already going to be a good show, man.
This is already going to be quality. Back that camera up, mama. Back that camera up so everybody can see your face. You ain't even got to be that close. There you go. Let me help you out a little bit.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. So like I said, today, special episode, Happy Mother's Day episode. It has already passed when this episode dropped, but we want to make sure we're honoring the mothers again. Yeah, I know. That's actually a kind of a tribute to 22 because that's one of his favorite people.
I appreciate that, Mario.
Of course, man. I try to be as thoughtful as I can in this crew.
And you know what, guys? We're not just honoring ours. We're honoring all mothers, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that we definitely take serious, and we definitely hold dear to our hearts. As you can see, how close our mothers are to us. So we just want to make sure that we honoring all the mothers out there, all the soon-to-be mothers out there too, as well, and all the mothers that have lost children. You know, that's one of the hardest things to have to deal with. So we want to, just salute all the mothers out there, let you know that if nobody love you, we love you.
If nobody love you, we love you. And if don't nobody care, Tupac care.
Thank you.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So we were thinking, 20 and I were thinking, another way we can honor the mothers out there is to appraise a phrase that is specific to mothers. So we were doing our due diligence, and we came away with an obvious idiom, title, phrase. So today,
and not to cut you off, Mario, but it was a pretty good amount out there. I didn't honestly, before we start doing the research, I didn't really think it was gonna be too many, you know what I mean, too many to pick from. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, it was a really, really good amount. We had some really quality information to choose from. So hopefully we picked the right. Not hopefully. I know we picked the right one, and we're definitely gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I put my white coat on, man.
Looking forward.
Good. I put my white coat on to make sure that this was. I got my what? Not the stethoscope. That wouldn't help me read, but like I did research, man. So
Magnifying glass.
there we go. We'll go with magnifying glass.
There we go. There
There
we
you
go.
go, Vickie.
That's why. See, they say that when children get around their parents, their mother specifically, that they kind of infantilize themselves. So like usually the sharpness that I have, I may be a little bit less sharp. Cause my mama here to help me, right? That's all.
That's all it is, man. That's
No,
what it is.
but today we're going to appraise Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
Nature. We're gonna break that down with our mothers. Okay, so in true being raised right fashion, let's check in on what our mothers, how they connect with the phrase Mother Nature. So Miss Williams, how do you feel? What's your connection with Mother Nature?
That's interesting. I like that. It's very heartwarming. It's to the soul, really, to be honest with you, because that's how I feel, not just only with my kids, but just in general. I like that Mother Nature, though. I mean, my kids know me very well. I am very motherly. I don't care who I'm around. That's just my personality. That's my persona. I'm always in that mother mode. But I am about love. I'm about family, and I'm always about God. So that's me. I love it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Miss Hines, what is your connection with Mother Nature?
Yeah. Mother Nature,
Interesting.
as Miss Williams said, very interesting, very heartwarming phrase.
Yeah.
Mother Nature, what it would mean to me or whatever, is the natural part of a mother love to give,
Mm-hmm.
and always around people who you want to show love to. A mother's love is a different type of
Yes,
love.
it
Mm-hmm.
is.
So Mother Nature is a natural thing. So it seems to me that everywhere I go, they call me Mama Vickie
Yes,
Yes, they do.
yes,
because I'm
sir.
motherly to all the people
Yes.
from my little babies at the school. Oh,
Uh-huh.
I just love them. Mommy Vickie, mommy, grandmother. So Mother Nature is very powerful as far as natural ability to love and nurture. So
That's
nature,
Yeah.
nurture, love.
Got it. That's
that's
beautiful. That's
beautiful. That's
beautiful.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
I'm sitting up. I'm sitting up a little bit. 20.
Yeah, you
20.
see, Mario, we had to button up our
You see
button
what
up.
we
Well, I
did?
see we had to
You
button
see?
up our
Yeah.
button.
No.
Listen, guys, this is I'm talking about. This is a very special show, man. Me and Mario had to get right. We had to brush our teeth,
Yeah.
fix our beds,
Yes.
clean our room before this
They
one,
pulled
man.
those
Before
curtains
this
up,
Hey,
Miss
man.
podcast,
Williams.
bro, we had to do
That's
all
it.
that stuff,
Comb
man,
their
just to make
hair.
sure.
My drawers
Comb
are
their
Just to make
clean.
hair.
sure.
Drawers is clean. Socks
Yeah.
clean.
Clean
Yep.
underwear.
Yep.
We had to
Clean
make sure
underwear.
just to
Always
be
forget.
on
Don't
point.
forget.
We
Don't
was
You
forget
on
might get
point
that.
them.
today.
From,
Yeah, I'm talking
that's
about. I
right.
had to
We
make
love
sure
you
dot the
guys.
I's, get the T's
And you
right.
know
So
what,
this
Miss
man is
Williams?
gonna be
It's
very
all
proud.
out of love for you guys. We love you
Of
Yes.
guys
course,
and
Yes,
want
it
you to
of
be
is.
course,
successful.
of
No,
course,
y'all
of
taught
course,
us.
Yes, it
Y'all
is.
taught us. All right, 20.
of course.
20. Your connection. Your connection with Mother Nature.
You know what? Honestly, with when it comes to Mother Nature, man, I feel like it could go two ways. You can talk about, the nature of a mother, what they was just referenced on, and I feel like the other half is more or less earthly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When people say Mother Nature, majority of the people are talking about, Mother Earth or just, the planet. You know what I mean? But me personally, I say we're going over my own experience, I feel like I'm more towards the nurturing of the mother side when I hear Mother Nature because of, like my mom just said, just all the love that, she put inside of my heart. And also not just my mom, man, just every other mom that I've came across with,
Yeah.
in school or regardless of sports, you know what I mean? Like when you grow in those friendships with people and you start to meet where these people come from and their parents, man, I've been blessed that majority of, my friends and the people that I come across had a mother that made me feel like I had a little bit of mine when I wasn't with mine. So it was like, majority of the mother nature with me
Yeah.
comes to a sense of, that nature of that a mother has, as opposed to, the Mother Earth or
Yeah.
nature in general.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, man. For
Yes, it
for
is.
for me, like
Yeah.
taking those two things, and in the way my wine works, I blend them in one because I say that nurturing that is a representation of Earth. Like Earth is where that's the only place we know. Like when we say home, like Earth is our only home. We have no way to fathom any other way of home. And that mother, that nature, the nature of a mother to create an environment of home and give you everything you need. The earth gives you everything you need to survive. And that's
Oh,
what I
glory.
connect with Mother Nature. It's like it's the love that gives you everything you need to survive and
Yes.
thrive as you move on. So that's my connection to it. Hey,
That's
now
awesome.
this episode
Hey,
I love it.
already, all right. Hey, so what we do, moms, is that we we first just talk about the meaning. So Webster's dictionary gives us the current day meaning of the phrases. So today we're going to see what the meaning of Mother Nature is from Webster's point of view. And Webster's defines Mother Nature as nature personified as a woman considered as the source and guiding force of creation. Woo.
Wow.
Let me say that one more again.
Yes, please do.
Webster defines Mother Nature as nature personified as a woman, considered as the source and guiding force of creation. So,
All right.
powerful. Okay, so we're going to bring it back 20. Now that you hear the definition, what is it? Where does that take you with Mother Nature?
Honestly, man, I feel like it kind of really goes back to actually what you were saying, how you can kind of blend both of them together because, like you say, like the earth gives you that same environment, that same format to be able to thrive, just as your parents or your mother do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it does kind of coexist together when it comes to, uh, nurturing. When it comes to, I would say it's kind of reproduction is kind of there too as well. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the better word to say when it comes to that. Like that too as well. When I don't feel like you can have one without the other. And I like how you said it, man. Like the earth gives you everything you need to survive.
Yes.
Something that
Yes.
definitely great mothers out there try to do too as well. So I would say after the definition, it blends it more for me. It's not two things actually. It's one.
Yeah,
So I appreciate that.
for sure, for sure. Miss
That's
Hines,
good.
Miss Hines. You're now that you hear the
Yeah.
definition, anything stand out for you with with Webster's current day definition of Mother Nature?
Yeah. What stands out to me as from Webster was the gives you everything you need. The universe, like, and relating that to mothers, like we have seasons, especially if you live in in some parts of the
You from the
country, you
Midwest?
have
You
Oh,
can say the
cold.
Midwest.
Miss Hines, I just want to let you know that me and my mom, we're in Miami. I just
Yeah,
want to
you
let you know
gotta
that.
you
I
gotta reel
know.
that
That's why I
back.
changed
You
it
gotta
up.
reel
Cause
that
they,
Every
back.
they
show, every show,
You
we try
gotta
to,
reel
that's
that
why I
back.
said
yeah.
change
It's our
it because
season.
some people have sunshine just about all the time, but they do get rain and they
Yes,
do get
ma'am.
cold, a little chilly. But we
Yes.
have like seasons, so I was trying to be careful to just like
Just
some
come
people
out
have
with it,
No, no,
man. You
no.
ain't gotta be academic now. You ain't
You
gotta be
ain't gotta be
academic.
that. It's just me being petty, Miss Hines, Mama Hines. It's just
okay.
me
So okay,
because Mario wears the
okay, going
Detroit
back
hat every
to
show, so I gotta let everybody know where I'm from. Because Mario
Exactly.
wears the Detroit hat every show, so I gotta let him know, Miss Hines. I'm sorry, but
All right.
go ahead. What you
yeah, yeah.
say?
So so mothers, and just like nature, you get a little bit of everything just
Yes.
to help you to become who you supposed to become.
Yes.
May have a rough times, you may have good times. You're gonna have sunshine, you're gonna have rain,
Yes.
winds. In the Florida, you'll have sunshine, but you got some rain, hurricanes, or whatever.
Yeah.
But all of it, all of it helps us to be better people, and I
Yes.
just think that's what mothers do as well as Mother Nature. So you're getting like all things, a variety of things to mature and grow.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, I
ma'am.
love it.
Yes,
Awesome.
ma'am.
I
Yes,
love
ma'am.
it.
Awesome.
All right, Miss Williams, Mama Williams.
Well, everything thing was very well said. Just to tiptoe on everything everyone else has said, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I love the theme Mother Nature. I really do. The fact, the description and the rest of the description that you provided is awesome. That Earth gives you everything you need. And it just reminds me of being a parent. You know, we try and give our kids everything they need versus everything they
Yeah.
want. So
Yeah.
we try and give them everything they need so that they can become like you, Mario and 20. You know, you can take your knowledge, your skill set, whatever me and Vickie have instilled in you and just explore, you know. So also with that being said, and I just love how you all came to the description of, especially you as well, Vickie, being a mom, we make a lot of sacrifices, and I think that happens in Mother Nature, regardless of where you are. In Mother Nature,
I
in
like
the
that.
nature world, you know, animals, they make sacrifice for their babies. We as humans, we make sacrifices for ours. So
Yeah.
it's awesome.
That is, I love that point.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that point.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Miss
It's
Sheila.
awesome.
Love it.
Oh, what's up?
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. What's
Beautiful. I'm
up,
loving
Chris?
this.
So,
Because we do. We make a lot of sacrifice. I mean, like us as moms, we sacrifice our
Hmm.
needs and wants for our kids' needs and wants. So
yeah,
it's all
Yeah.
been part of that Mother Nature.
absolutely. And I think
Yes.
the word
Beautiful.
that y'all describing from the definition, I want to pull out a couple things, is first of all, it is specifically personifying a woman. So the woman's role, the woman's
Yes.
power, and then the guiding force of creation. So like you were saying,
God, yes.
the needs over the wants, because there's no, I haven't run into any state, any country, any field where there's a candy tree, but I promise you the nature produces the fruits and vegetables we need
Yeah.
as they come. So like we can want Twizzlers all we want to, but Mother Nature providing the things we need to survive.
She's providing apples.
Yeah.
She's providing apples. There we go. Yeah.
You might want Twizzlers, Mario, but
careful.
she's providing apples. Yeah.
All right. All right. So we just knocked out the meaning. Let's get into the origin, y'all.
Okay.
Yes, the origin. The origin of Mother Nature. Let's dig into it. First, let's break down the term nature. The word nature comes from the Latin word natura, meaning to birth or character. So natura, birth or character, who you are, the true who you are as an individual. So that's what the Latin meaning, the very root of nature comes from. The earliest written usage comes from Mycenaean Greeks. So the Greeks of Mycene, and they said Mother Gaia, which was written in the 13th and 12th century BC, way before Christ, in Greece. And the philosophers at that time had invented nature, because we know the Greeks thought they were the wisest of the wise. This is, they jump out in almost every episode. You know, they've written and said a lot of things. So they thought they had invented nature when they extracted the entirety of the phenomena of the world as one thing, which is like the physical world. And Aristotle kind of got this thing going. So Aristotle and the Greek Mycenaeans were like Mother Gaia, which is Mother Nature in Greece. Okay, so they felt like they invented nature, right? And then later, when Christianity found its way to the medieval times, the Christian philosophers and thinkers didn't see nature as a creation or an invention or even inclusive of all things, but thought that nature was a creation of God, by God, and has a place on earth that lies between the heavens and the moon, and that nature is in the middle of those things, and that angels work with nature, and that, you know, the demons in hell wrestle with nature, and that the medieval folks thought it was more a personification, so a essence of the woman, as opposed to actually praising nature as a goddess, as a goddess. So Mother Gaia being a god versus,
as opposed to
exactly. So
physical form.
Exactly. So with that, knowing that the root of Mother Nature as it starts, meaning like to create, to birth, and to be the character of who it is, where does that take you? 20. I'll start with you. Where does that take you?
I'm glad. See, this is where I battle, man, because like from the definition you had me, Mario. I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's all
Yeah.
together. And now when you're coming back from like the origin, you can tell the difference, the slight difference between physical and presence. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like a situation where neither one is wrong. It's just all on preference. Neither one of them, if you explain it in the realm of, a physical woman, then you're not wrong. But if you explain it in like an omnipresent feeling, you're not wrong
Yeah.
either. You get what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things that's kind of pushing and pulling me, bro, because I'm like, I want to settle on something, but honestly, it's probably one of those things where I'm not really gonna. You don't have to, man. You know what I
Might
mean?
not
Like
have to.
the nature. Oh, listen, what I'm gonna do here, Mario. The nature of the phrase. You see where I'm going there?
The
The
person
nature
or the
of the
character?
phrase is actually one that you can interpret it on your own and still come out with something that is solid. So with me, like I said, bro, since you can already see that I'm more towards the mother aspect and the nature as a character aspect because that's something that I've been, I've been, I've experienced more than just nature. Period. I'll be honest with
Right,
you. In
right,
Miami,
right,
we don't
right,
really
right. Just
have
like
in
happening
my,
to you,
we don't really
right?
have seasons in Miami, so you can't really see the
Yeah.
change of the earth. You get what I'm saying? Of course, night and day, and of course, when you see plants and flowers and good things like that,
Yeah.
but you don't really see that changing, that circle of life
Shifting,
when
yeah.
it comes to more than just animals down here. So, the part of Mother Nature when it comes to me is actually the character of your mother. So I would say you
That's
kind
where
of
you're
push me
leaning right
back
now. That's where it's
towards,
pushing you.
yeah,
Yeah.
you push me
Mama
back towards the
Williams,
character.
Mama Williams, where's that put you? Now that we hear the where it started, the origin, where's that put you with Mother Nature?
I have to say, my son 20, he was right on the money on that one. Just the word itself, creation. It's almost, and I should say almost, the word creation is emotional for me because, as my son was saying, you can go both ways. You really can. You can go both ways. And the word in itself is a powerful word. So when you do creation, it's like being able to say, okay, I'm proud of that, even if it's nonverbal. This is
Oh,
something that I brought into the world, or this is something that came from the earth. Real proud of that. And again, nonverbal as well as verbal.
yeah.
Either way you go, it doesn't have, you don't have to pick one or the other.
Right.
You don't
And I
have to
think,
pick one or the
and
other.
sorry to cut you off, Mom. I won't do this too much, but I think the word creation is what binds both together.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
You get what I'm saying? I
yes.
think that's the common
That's the
part
common thread. Yes.
that binds both meanings together. So when you
Yes.
look at it as a creating thing, you can that's where you get both aspects. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad you brought up that word creation because I feel like that's the word that binds everything together. The
Everything.
word
Everything
that
together.
binds both sides to the point where you can say Mother Nature and mean both things. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Be
Mom,
more
I
things.
think that's
Yes.
I
Mama,
think that's
Mama
really
Hines,
that's
Mama,
really it.
where do you
Yes.
sit where
Well,
we're talking about a goddess, Mother Nature, the goddess versus Mother Nature, the presence, the feeling. Where are you at with that?
okay, that was well. I want to just say, Chris and Miss Sheila both said great, great meanings, great
Thank you.
sayings about that. I
Thank
feel the
you,
same
Vickie.
way about you can't take both. You can't choose.
Yeah.
Um, One creation is so powerful
It
itself
is.
because you
It
can think
is.
spiritual, natural.
Yeah.
What came to mind to me is a lot of people who
Mm.
plant seeds
That's what I
or
was
put
thinking too,
gardens.
Vickie.
Yes, the gardeners will tell you when I plant a seed and I see my vegetable. My dad did a lot of gardening. Well, he was from the South anyway, but he did a lot of gardening when he came here. So last time I remember he said, "Come to my garden and pick all these collard greens." Now he was so proud because when you put that seed in and that
Yeah.
vegetable generates and grows, you feel you created that. They said that you become one with the earth. That's what gardeners say. When they in the earth, they become one with the earth. So that's the natural side. But that creation on the mother side of giving to children and helping
Yes.
them grow is a whole nother
It's a whole
thing.
nother
So
game.
like
Yes.
Chris
Yeah, and the thing
and Sheila said, you can't choose. So you got both of them, and you feel good about
Both
both
of them.
things, and you
Yep.
feel a love and warmth of a proud meaning, a proudness of raising your children or having a garden or with the natural things. Like you said about the weather, we see the trees, the leaves leave
yep.
and the trees go bare. Then we see them
Grow back
grow
again.
and
Yep.
now they're turning green.
Yep.
So that's like amazing creation. And you say, my God,
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like you said, the trees don't have come with candy. So we know that it's a higher being
Yeah.
or we know that there's a
Yes.
God
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
that's
That's
the part of the
I hear
It's
creation. So
good,
that.
man.
we
This
as
is great.
spiritual people, we know that man, we don't have nothing to do with that,
Great.
or even our input into or seeding into our children and our families, or anybody we come in contact with. When we put seeds in them, they grow, and we like, okay, we did
We
our
did
part, but
that.
God
That's
did
right.
the rest.
Yeah.
We did that part, but
Question,
we don't do the rest
real
of it.
quick. Question for both of you, really quickly, briefly. You don't have to. But
hmm
where does with Mother Nature in mind, does that make you both feel connected to all types of creation? Like, is there a sense of
Oh yeah.
a put not an attraction or a feeling or a connectedness to like things that are created? Because that's what I heard when the way you both talk about creation is in a way that even as a father, we're both fathers here as well. It's like I've never even talked about creation like that. So quickly, Mama Williams, do you feel connected to all types of creation?
I do personally. I do, because creation to me
hmm
is it's a profound word. I mean, you can take it and you can define it. Everybody would have their own definition of creation, which would hopefully be
hmm
what they think internally, at their heart, at their soul, at their
hmm
being. So creation to me,
hmm
yes, it's a beautiful thing, and I do look at everything as being created.
Okay, how about that's beautiful. How
hmm
about you, Mama?
Yes. Yeah, beautiful, Sheila. Yes, I do. I feel the same way. Uh, everything, everybody come. You part of a creation.
Yes,
But in their life, I think you inputting every day. I mean, you're doing something.
every
We're just not
day.
living. We're just not existing. We're doing our calling in creation, and it can go further. You know, I can talk
I
all day
know.
on different things, but
No, that's
yeah, I agree. I just say touche to everybody. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
that's that. I love it, and I love
You
the
can get started,
creations.
Vickie.
Yeah, I love the creations jumping in the call. But look,
Yeah.
because I just asked that because it just feels like that we're not, like you both were saying, we're not. It's not just happening to us. Life isn't happening to us. We are also injecting. We're writing part of the
Yes,
journey. We are
yes,
creating
Yeah.
as we
we are
go.
creating.
So beautiful. Okay,
So would you
go ahead.
let me
Go
say
ahead.
something?
Yeah, for
Let me
sure.
chime in, Mario. So would
Sure.
you think that it's more goddess first to
For me,
create and then the presence after? You get what I'm saying?
so
Like, because
Mhm.
even when you say which one do you choose, it seems like you can't have one without the
about the
other.
other, yeah. So this is where I sit with it,
Mhm.
bro. This is where I sit with it. I'm like, man,
Mhm.
I when I think about honor your mother and your father, and we're focusing on the mothers here. So honoring your mother,
Mhm.
it does in ways when I really and Father, you know I love you. Father God, I mean. I'm like, I honor my mother in a reverence that is God is like. I do revere my mother in that way. And that what I'm learning as I interact with people in life as my sphere grows, and I, especially as I get older, I'm like, oh, I am spreading and sharing that was shared with me. That thing, that
Absolutely.
reverence that I have for my mom is how I interact with the world in a sense. So then that's that presence part. I always feel that. I always think about what would my mom think, say, feel, or do. You know what I'm saying? So for me to answer the question not so succinctly is I can't separate it. What I will say is that I thank God for my goddess like mother. I will say
Amen.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Thank you.
Word.
Thank you. And I feel like I'm gonna chime in a little bit about the mother, but the creation of fathers do the same thing. I mean, mothers and fathers, like you said, creating
We're
or
focusing on
and
the
putting
mothers.
in.
Sorry to interrupt,
Yeah, it's
Mom.
not Father's
It's
Day.
not
It's not my
Father's Day. We
Father's
are
Day.
focusing on the mothers. We do not have to be. There's no the
You ain't
equity
got
says
Okay.
nah.
Thank you.
Mama Vickie,
Okay.
you ain't
Thank
got to
you.
show no
Thank
love.
you.
We know we love. We made that disclaimer already. We love the dads, but today it's about the mothers. You ain't got
Yeah.
to show no love to the dads.
Well, my
We
mother.
understand.
Well, my mother is, bless her heart, passed away 2010. But to this day, what Joyce says is still in there. And
Yes.
I'll say in a minute what my mother said.
Oh my
And I
God.
look at those little kids at school and I said, Joyce would not tolerate some of this
Absolutely.
foolishness.
But
Ooh,
Absolutely.
get off
that's the
my
presence,
lawn.
Mama
So the
Vickie. That's the
nature
presence.
natural is there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
is.
the
It is.
presence.
That is
That's
a
the presence.
presence. That is
That's
a
the
presence.
present. That's the present.
That's real.
Ongoing. The created,
Oh
it
yeah.
keeps going.
It
That's
Oh
keeps
yeah.
real.
going.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh
That's
it
yeah.
why,
does.
and that's
Yeah.
why y'all are so important. And that's why Mother Nature has a thing. And I don't know. I don't. Like I said, we're not here to honor the fathers. Is it Father Time? And time ain't real, is what we're learning. Anyways, let's get to the
It's
next.
irrelevant.
It's relative, right? Mother Nature is, but Father Time is relative. That just if we gonna put it in the right order.
Oh, that is
That's
so
funny.
cute. I like that.
Okay, so next
Yeah.
round of origin, the Romans. Let's talk about the Romans. So the next, so we got our Greeks, the wisest of the wise, and then you got the Romans who came in, and we know about Rome and the power and the dynasty that came along with a Roman Epicurean poet. And the Epicure, which we learned in episode 2 this season with Chef Sue. An Epicure is just someone that's a professional in their field, and is of high taste. So this Roman Epicurean poet is like, he grades the poets, So Lucretius, which it had to be if he's Roman, opens a didactic poem called De Rerum Natura, and we know Natura means birth or character, by addressing Venus, which is one of their gods, as a veritable mother of nature. And he says describes Venus as a symbol of the generative aspect of nature. So the ability to constantly create, generative, it generates. Nature generates and regenerates and regenerates. That's where the Roman poet, and again, this guy Lucretius is a big deal. So if he's saying in one of his poems that Venus, Mother Nature, in their world, is personified as constant generation, constant and that's what kind of my mind was just talking about. Joyce to Vickie to
Yes.
me, it's like it's recurring, and the importance of Mother Nature in that sense. Anybody want to chime in before I keep going with the origin facts?
This history is awesome.
We love it.
This
Yeah. I
history.
love that. Love it. Yeah.
I'm glad. No, Mario, go ahead. Keep going.
Let's keep going. Okay.
I feel like you got something with that one because
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
keep
learning
going.
too as well right now, man.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That's dope.
Cool. So we're moving from the Romans, and notice how we're going from different cultures
Empires?
of people. Yeah, so now we're gonna go indigenous people of America, right? I love that you said that right now. I don't think that was a Freudian slip, but the indigenous people of America are an empire. We don't name them as that because they were quiet as kept, but we came to their land. They had America on lock before we
Absolutely.
got here, and anybody else who creates and cultivates a land is called an empire, except for Native Americans and indigenous people. We just call them
Except
that.
for Native Americans,
No, we don't say that they were the empire of America or Africans. We don't call them empires, bro. When really they are taking care of the land in a way that
Yes,
made
they
it
are.
attractive.
Yes, they are.
So let's name that real quick as we keep going.
Yeah.
But indigenous people of America, the Algonquin legend, which I don't know if you remember this 20, but Algonquin or Algonquin, there's a river or a lake like that in Pittsburgh.
river.
Yeah, river.
Yeah,
Yep.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah, because they got all types of indigenous names with nothing but white folks. So the indigenous peoples of America, the Algonquin legend says that beneath the clouds lives the Earth Mother, from whom is derived the water of life, who at her bosom feeds plants, animals, and human. She is otherwise known as Nokomis, the grandmother. So indigenous people, it was Earth Mother. So their version of Mother Nature was Earth Mother, who provided the water of life that fed everything in existence, plants, animals, and humans. and
Do
known
you
as
know
the
what's crazy?
grandmother. What's up, brother?
The crazy thing about that,
Emotional.
Mario,
Yes.
yeah, bro, because it sucks that that empire, the Native American empire, bro, is a forgot. I would say a forgotten empire because of the things and how they treated each other, how they treated the earth, how they just spoke. It's like
Yeah.
we can be so useful today. It could be
Man.
Oh
so
yeah.
useful today,
It's
man.
true.
Just and
Mm-hmm.
even with medicine too as well, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a
Yeah.
lot of things has evolved. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit up here and say we
I
should
feel you.
still,
I feel you.
you know, sit around smoke and pray it out, but it's just like a situation of, the things and the techniques and just the way of thinking is just so indigenous to how they survived
Yes.
without anything. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what the crazy thing about it is that, not to get, I always take every show I either get like a segment of
You gotta do it.
injustice.
You
I
gotta
give them
do
a
it.
second of injustice because, ladies, what we do here when we appraise, Mario gives you the facts, but I give you that state of mind. Like, what
Yes.
state of mind are the people in during that time and
Yeah.
during
Mm-hmm.
that day?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Love
Because
it.
That's good.
you have to take that into consideration when people are speaking because our words are expressions of ourselves in our
Yes, it
present
In our
is.
moment.
time,
Yeah.
In our
yes.
present moment. So when I'm saying this
Yeah.
about the Native American is just like the way they spoke about the earth, man, the way they took care of
Yes.
the earth, man. It's just so it would be
Mm-hmm.
so indigenous to this time right now, and it just sucks that
Mm-hmm.
that kind of quality got left behind. You know what I mean? Because the way they saying like
Mm-hmm.
how the respect that they have for the earth, that they see that look,
Mm-hmm.
it's providing nourishment for not just us, man, but for itself, for the animals that
Yeah.
are there,
Mm-hmm.
and even for, you know what I mean, and for the environment that it is to create the atmosphere, the ozone comes from the earth.
Comes from
Mm-hmm.
the
You
earth.
get
It's
what I'm saying?
yes, we
Mm-hmm.
ruined
The
that.
gravity and the reason the oxygen that we're breathing in comes from the earth.
Yes, it actually
Comes from the
creates the
earth.
environment to live. It's
It
Yeah.
not the
creates
other
the
way
environment
around.
for
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
everything to live. And the fact of the matter that not only does it create the environment for everything, all different types of things. It's not the same thing that it's creating for. It's not, oh, I just got to create something for the humans and everything. No, I got to create an environment for the fish that can't breathe
Mm-hmm.
air. I got to create the environment
Yep.
for
Yep.
animals that live in the ground, in the
In
earth.
the earth that you will
I
never
got to create
see.
an environment that for things that live in the earth and not just on top of the earth. So it's like when you look at it like that, you have to have that great respect. Because if you have the way you look at your mother and the way they create the environment for not just you but your siblings who are from the same cloth but are totally
Different.
different,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
are totally
Mm-hmm.
different. So this is something
Man.
that you're creating
Mm-hmm.
an environment, a common environment for different things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, you look at it like that, bro. How can you not have respect
And
for
you
it?
know
And just
what?
like
And you know what? And
hearing
I'm
that,
Mm-hmm.
sorry
hearing
if
that
we're
thing is just
dominating
crazy,
y'all.
man.
I'm sorry if we're
No, you're
dominating y'all.
good.
Because
No, that's good.
not
This is
20
breaking
put
it
me in a
down.
place where it's like, then how dare we? And shout out your call out for the
Mm-hmm.
indigenous people and their empire. And I wouldn't
Yes.
say like lost. It's a lost empire, dog. We've lost it because it's an approach that is almost eternal. They understood the
Mm-hmm.
eternal approach. But how dare we, as
Mm-hmm.
our Western civilization, our modern times, have taken so long
Mm-hmm.
to put women in a position where they can spread this regenerative aspect of life, this nourishing aspect. It is not our role. Again, there's no idiom that's battling Mother Nature from a father standpoint. It's not even. It doesn't even exist. It's so not true to form that no one even
Yeah.
thought to toss it out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no
Yeah.
Greek thing for Father Nature. There's no. They said this is the representation of. This reminds me of the woman, and we have
Yeah.
suppressed to our own
Yeah.
demise as it appears that the
Mm-hmm.
decision making, the currying, the nourishment, and what I
Yep.
want to say from that, the exponential, it grows beyond measure. It expands beyond measure because, like you just said, 20, a mother's love, a mother's raising, a mother's giving of need, a mother's sacrifice. Then a mother's like, look, this is mama time, which is like you said, the earth take care of the earth. Is that you give one mother gives that to 4 children. 4 children gives that to 8 people. 8 people gives that to 4.
Absolutely.
And you see how that grows just off of
Absolutely.
mother love.
Yes.
And we haven't
Yes.
done that in the hierarchy of power. So that's something that threw me. And we
Yeah.
going. Let me keep
good.
going
That's
with the let me keep going with the history.
Yeah,
So
that's
we're
good.
going from indigenous people, the Algonquins, to the Incas, right? So now we're in Southern Americas, the Inca mythology, Mama Pacha or PachaMama. PachaMama. I don't know if it's CH or CH is chuz or cuz in the Inca language.
I think it's Ka.
Okay, so Mama PachaMama is a fertility goddess who, and I remember, we started at the beginning of the show, like 20, you said reproduction, and Mama Sheila, you said creation, and Mama, you said creation. So now we're getting there with the Inca folks. They have the fertility goddess, Mama Pacha, who presides over planting and harvesting. And PachaMama is usually translated as Mother Earth. So that's the direct translation in Inca. And the more literal translation that my mother came up with is Mother Universe. So Mama equals mother, Pacha equals world or space or time or the universe. And so PachaMama and her husband, so now we got the male counterpart are the most benevolent deities in our worship in parts of the Andean mountains to this day. In Ecuador, Chile. That's who they honor. They're like PachaMama, who does it all, who creates life and gives life and is of the thing, and her husband, Inti, who in this paragraph has no description, which is a good thing because we not talking about him. We talking about Mama Pacha. Okay. So that's
Not Pocket Papa.
not no Pacha Papa. We not there for Pacha Papa
We ain't
yet.
talking about Papa Pocket.
Maybe in
Talking about Mama
June.
Pocket.
Maybe in June. We'll see.
Maybe
Maybe in June.
in a couple months, we might revisit Papa Pocket.
And last but not least, and we're sticking with this culture, in the book, Coda Teleco from an Inca writer, and Coda Teleco is now an indigenous fishing town. So again, planting in Mexican culture, they respect and their faith in Mother Nature is emphasized in the saying, respect and faith for Mother Nature was paramount to living in full harmony as a human being. So you couldn't even operate in full harmony as a human if you did not respect and have faith in our Mother Nature, in the woman, in the personified role of Mother Nature. All right, y'all. We got through the second round of origin stuff. We got through the second round of history. Where do we feel? Where do we sit with Mother Nature now that we see the different lineages, different cultures speak on how they feel? Who wants to jump in? I'll go. Let me keep being a good host. Mama Hines, go for it.
Okay. I want to go back to the indigenous people whose land we took over and bought all of the diseases, germs, or whatever. When they were one, when
I
they
love
were
it, Mama
one with
Hines.
Mother
Keep going.
Earth,
Keep going. We
they
took that
were
land.
one
Keep
with
going, Mama
Mother
Hines. You
Earth.
know that's me.
They, I like the real. Let's be real. The Mother
Yeah.
Earth, they respected the earth.
Yes, they
They
did.
took the nutrients from the earth, the medicines
Yeah.
from the earth, and we
Vickie.
are in our European fake world. Uh, they we would be fighting the virus with a lot of natural. And if you know,
Yes.
some people vaccine whatever people choose to do, vaccinate. I did, but I also trust in Mother Earth, the natural things of the
Yes.
earth as well, to uh, uh, medicine, give medicine to my body. Uh, the oils, oil of oregano, what's a lot of, I can't even think of
Can I
zinc, a
can I
lot of
jump
things
in
that
real
we
quick here,
need in our
Mama? Can I
body.
jump in real quick
Yeah,
before
go
I
ahead.
lose this thought? Because we talk about medicine and we talk about the healing properties, right? And we do tend to jump. We do tend to jump to like things we intake.
Yeah.
I sometimes and going through it, currently going through a crucible, right? Knowing that the other things that are healing me that I get from the essence of honoring Mother Nature, honoring is your intangible chemical emotional balance that
Yes,
keeps you
that's
healthy.
important.
That your support system gives you. That when I call 20 or I
Yes.
call my mom and they're giving that, I feel like now, especially knowing Mama
Yes.
Sheila 20 is giving me what Mama Sheila put in him. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
give what Mama Vickie put in me. And that is healing. As much as I could take a
Yes,
Tylenol, my headache might
Yes.
decrease because I feel love and support, and the chemicals in my
Yes.
brain go crazy for that.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ma. There you go. I just wanted to point that out as
no, no, and I
medicine.
Great
appreciate.
point.
Yeah, I appreciate. Oh, that's a good, very good
Hmm.
medicine, Mother Sheila, in putting into son Chris that helps my son Mario.
Yes.
It's a blessing to me that brings tears to my eyes. That you creating all over again to
Yes.
where they could be uh, good fathers.
You
Go
can
ahead.
say the word,
Go ahead,
Father.
Vicki.
I
Go
said
You can
ahead,
say the
Vicki.
I
word.
said
You
it
just we just
quietly.
don't care.
I said quietly. I said father. But I appreciate that because they know what I'm talking. They know, Sheila. They
Oh, we
know.
got
They know.
But I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
that uh, that input to help
Yeah.
the creation. But the natural things of life are so beneficial. Mother Earth, and notice it's Mother Earth, and then here people came and destroyed it. But
And that's another
they were
thing.
one.
Honor the
Indigenous
woman.
people were in tune to the earth.
Yes.
If it needed rain, did they not
Yeah.
do the powwows for the rain?
Yes.
Talk to
If
Mystic
they was in
Winds.
tune.
Mystic Wind.
So we're not gonna take
Excellent
that for
reference.
granted. And the waters and things that
Everything. Yeah.
flourish to give the earth what it needs, and
Mhm.
people want to monopolize it. As man want to monopolize that what God gave us
Mm-hmm.
and charge us for it. But
Yeah.
they don't have no control over it.
Yeah, that's I
That
said
is
one
true.
time, Ma. I said one time I was talking to my. Oh, it might have been y'all, or it might have been after that. I was like, yo, the minute they put water in a bottle and sold it to us, it was over. The game was over
Yeah,
when they put
It
water
was
in a
done.
yeah.
bottle and said you got to pay
What?
for
That's
this.
out there free. That's water that God gave us, and you all.
What?
Done.
And then want to give go a little further and let people poison
Yeah,
people
with
with
it.
it.
Oh, Flint.
Flint.
All right,
Okay,
all
long
right.
in the sky.
Let me get
Okay.
Hey,
Mama
let's say that
Sheila.
for another episode.
Yeah, Mama Sheila.
we
Where you
gonna,
at with all night?
hey,
Now we hit all the
we
different
gonna, hey,
pockets of country.
Mario, we gonna save that for women's
Rescue me,
scoring
Sheila.
episode.
Yeah, the women's
Sheila,
scoring
rescue
episode, y'all
me.
can take off.
I
Take
got you,
off,
Vicki.
Sheila,
okay?
help me, Sheila. Help me, Sheila.
See,
Pull me back. Sheila, pull me back.
it's on the same
Pull me back, Sheila.
on the same line of the water. See, that's how I feel about roads. I mean, we have roads, and now we have to pay to drive on them. I remember the times where we can just get in our car and drive from here to Georgia, wherever, and it was just free to drive.
Yo.
It was just,
Yeah.
and now you gotta pay to drive on a road. But just I'm gonna go back, and just to touch bases on the
That's so
last
true.
items you were talking about the nations generative
That's
and
capitalism.
and the natural Americans. Again, I was thinking the same thing when my son was speaking, you Vic and you Mario, and I was saying they honored the earth. The earth to them was their life. That's how they lived from day to day to day. That's how they lived. And you're right, for whatever reasons or whatever cause, that has been taken away from us. But just to touch on a note of generations, I got a little emotional because I'm from a large family. And one of the things that I'm just going to take a few minutes, one of the things that I do believe in is family support. And if you can ask my son, I'm all about family. I am a family person. I love my family dearly. And I used to tell my kids all the time, don't forget to pray. Now, there are some that don't believe, but that's okay. But for me and mine, please don't forget to pray. Because I came from a praying grandmother, a praying mom, oh, yes, a praying grandfather. My grandmother had 16 kids, and my mom was the
Wow.
oldest.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
now you see that generation, that creation.
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah.
slowed down. It really did. And I am so
Yes,
proud to
it
have been part of that process, part of that journey.
is.
I can instill that in my kids. I'm hoping that and praying that that's what they're doing for their children. And yes, they are. But my prayer still. And it's a beautiful thing. And I just thought about Mother Nature. We are talking about the topic in which you and my son brought forward to us today, Mother Nature and creation.
Nailed it.
Very good. Love it.
Really
Beautiful.
You gotta hit a plug in. Yeah, hit him with the plug in, Mario.
beautiful.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
I'm going again. I'm going again. Stand up, everybody. Everybody stand up. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So the last thing we're gonna do, last little note, since we done went hard. We done went hard on the Europeans and the English, but we do have to mention them because we are in the times. So in English, the first recorded use of Mother Nature in the sense of the entirety of like the phenomena of the world, like Mother Nature as all things, was in 1266. So very early in English life, and they used Natura. And the personification of Mother Nature became widely popular in the Middle Ages in around 2066, so the 13th century. That's when the first recorded English version of Mother Nature came out. And I'm sure they derived it from all these other cultures, fine cultures that got to it. Now, in English, now, current day, Mother Nature, which again is why we're talking about it and why we want to honor it, and it has a history of honoring that. I will say this, and then we can get back to it, is it looks like you can't break it. No matter how hard societies or cultures try to stomp on it or diminish it, it squeaks through. And here's how in our culture, we talked about capitalism, pop culture. Pop culture is like as big as history as the finest, wisest stuff because of, the entertainment industry, which we're in. Podcast, subscribe, listen, like, share, all that stuff. Pop culture, Mother Nature goes crazy. So in the early 70s, there was a television show that featured an actress, Dina Dietrich. Do you guys know who that is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was Mother Nature and was like the off-screen narrator of this show. And that was popular. And in her catchphrase was, "It's not nice to fool Mother Nature." And then it would be lightning.
Mother Nature. Lightning.
Yeah. So that was that. And then if we go into it, I'm just about to list off Mother Nature and pop culture. So grab your popcorn because it's a long list. Okay, so there was Mother Nature was featured in The Year Without Santa Claus. In 2006, I guess this comedy show, it was Mother Nature appears in a Miser's Brothers Christmas, a 2008 sequel. Mother Nature appears as a recurring character in the Smurfs, so young people are learning about Mother Nature early on. There was a progressive rock band in Kansas called Death of Mother Nature as a protest against industrialization. So basically they're saying, you guys are killing Mother Nature with buildings, right? That must have been their plug out in Kansas, which makes sense as a very rural town, a rural state, to say like, look, this is all we know. This is all we got. More buildings is not better for us. Mother Nature appears in the Earth Day special by Bette Midler, very popular. Do it all, jack of all trades, 20. Mother Earth appears is featured in Happily Ever After, another show for kids. Mother Nature's a recurring character in the new Woody Woodpecker show. So even the current day, and she's depicted as a fairy who makes sure Woody Woodpecker is doing his part in nature. So like, look, Woodpecker, I know you out here with these hijinks and these jokes. Are you taking care of nature? Like that is the message Mother Nature continues to give off on. Mother Nature is featured in John Hancock, which is written by Bo Bissett. It's a Roman mythology where Terra, so the name Terra or Tara, so if you know somebody named Tara or anything, that's a derivative from Mother Nature. It's actually like it means Mother Nature. So anybody that's named Tara, hopefully they know that they've got a pretty special name. Mother Nature was a recurring character in Stargate. So, sci-fi. It basically what I'm saying is that it is hard. Oh, let me mention one thing for current day. I don't know who watched The Masked Singer in here, but Mother Nature, it was a costume as well.
Yes.
For a consistent.
Yes, that is true.
And it was Vivica Fox. So thank you, Black woman, being Mother Nature. I love that. So Mother Nature, basically I'm saying Mother Nature is hard to avoid. It's this very special, powerful, everything type of phrase. And we just ran the gamut on it. So I only have one question left. Well, not just one, but an important question left. Do y'all want to grade this thing? Let's appraise this phrase.
Let's get the grading going, man.
Let's do it.
I think honestly, I'm not a teacher, but I think the grade's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Use your intuition. Use your context clues. So, Mama Sheila, Mama, this is how we do our grading on Appraise the Phrase. It's a 3 category grading, A through F grading scale. A being phenomenal. You can even throw the pluses and minuses on there. F being absolutely horrible. I don't rock with it. Nothing. And so our 3 categories are the power grade, which 20 will take care of today. And that's just, does it have impact when it's said, when it's heard? Does it invoke a feeling when you hear it? Then you got the speed grade, which I'll take care of, and that's the flow off the tongue. Is it it's easy, smooth thing to say? Does it sound nice? Is it easy? Does it come off nice? And then we give our guest wild card preference, so you both will be able to give us grades with all things included. How you feel about it in general, including the power, including the speed, including the history, including the meaning, all that stuff. So 2020 power on Mother Nature.
2020.
Man, the power. I would say the power for me is more on a sense of an A plus. I would even give it an A plus, man, because it was already powerful before we appraised it, and even now after it, and talking it over with you, Rio, and my mom, and your mom, it's like it gives you even more of a respect for it. You get what I'm saying? Honestly, I feel like now, if I'm not looking at it as the Native Americans looked at it, and I'm disrespecting it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I want to definitely pay homage to not just my parents or everybody's parents out there, but actually the phrase too as well, because that's one of the most. I would say this, and I don't even feel like I'm going on a limb. If it wasn't for the reference of Mother Nature, we would not be here. And I'm talking about as far as human beings. I'm talking about as far as the earth, the evolution of the planet. You get what I'm saying? So it's all apparent. So definitely A plus on the power grade, man. It's just one of those things that you might take for granted, just like your mother, but it's always going to be there to take care of you.
Amen.
Absolutely. A plus.
A plus.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to go with the speed, eloquence, easy to say. I mean, come on. It's Mother Nature. 4 syllables, easy to say. Mother's in it, so it already feels good to say. You want to say it. It doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth when you say it. It's flowy. Mother Nature, again, A plus, man. A plus. I like to say it. You like to hear it, and it feels good. So I'm giving it an A plus on speed. You can get it in, get it out, and it gets it done.
Yes.
All right, Mama Sheila. All things together. Grade it out. How do you feel about Mother Nature? What would you grade it? And tell us why.
Can we give it a double A plus?
Ooh, let's go with a double A plus. Double A
I haven't had one of those since elementary.
I know, like, wow. Mama, look what I got. Double A plus.
On a serious note, I would. When Christopher talked to me about the podcast, I was like, "Oh, a podcast! I've never done a podcast." Interesting. But then coming on and meeting you, Vickie, I felt the vibe, Vickie. I felt it. So you and I definitely have to meet each other and get together.
We're gonna make that happen.
And then the topic, Mother Nature, creation, generations. Double A plus for me.
Plus.
I'm so sorry, Mom, but it sounds like my dad's going to pop through the door anytime soon because he doesn't know. I hate to entertain it, but go ahead. I'm just to let y'all know my father is going to pop in the door anytime soon.
That is so perfect. I think. That's so perfect.
Okay.
Mama, what you got? Grade it
I'm so
out.
sorry, Mom. Go ahead.
I'll give it an A plus as well. I love that you all picked Mother Nature. Look at that.
This is how it works, though. This is the father's role in life. Is that
That's my dad, guys.
Yo?
Yeah, that. Hey, Mr.
How we
Williams.
doing? This is perfect.
Yeah, that's beautiful. But A plus, Mother Nature. I love that you all chose that, guys, for us.
Yes.
It's so nice meeting Sheila and Chris. Of course, is a wonderful friend and son to me, and then friend to Mario. I just love their relationship, and I look forward to meeting Sheila. I would love to come.
Yeah, no, we'll get you. I'll get you out
Yeah,
there.
you gotta come down to Miami, man.
I get you out there,
Yeah,
Mama.
we're
I'll
gonna
get you
get
out
on the
there.
beach. we'll be out there on the beach and
Oh, look,
everything.
look,
Girl,
look,
come
look,
on
planning,
down.
plan.
I
Anyway,
feel the
you
connection
said what?
with you. I'm telling you, girl, come on
Yeah,
down. Let's have a good
yeah.
time.
A plus, A plus.
Okay, I will.
Plus.
Yeah.
Word. Okay.
A
Thank
plus.
you all. Hey. Again, thank you
Thank you
for
for
coming on
having
our
us.
show. Hey man, you can't talk Mother Nature without just being thankful to our mothers. Our mothers are why this show is possible. We think the way we think because of what's been instilled in us. In the very physical, tangible, operational, logistical sense, they birthed us, y'all. So we literally would not have this show if they did not do at least that. So we appreciate it. Now, we got one more thing to do before we sign off.
Okay.
Because even with our mothers, we need to clear some things up. 20?
Okay.
Yeah. You know what, Mario? I think what we should do is just go with now, ladies. Before we do this, I want to let you know what we about to do. Okay. All right. Me and
What y'all about
Mario
to do?
in our hours of research for this great show that we put together, because we definitely believe that if people are going to live outside the norm, they should be able to speak outside the norm. And
Absolutely.
it's something that we want to highlight and inform people on. Like, look, not just these phrases that are standing in the test of time. You actually got to know the origin and know what about, why you're saying it.
Yep.
And coming to that, we found this book called the Dictionary of Misinformation.
Hold on. Wait. It is called
The Dictionary of Misinformation. And what this book is, I know it definitely explains itself in the title, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. What we do is we find certain information that we think that is correct, and this dictionary really lets us know that all this time we were misinformed.
Okay.
We've been misinformed. So what we usually do is at the end of every show, we ask our guests to give us a letter, and we go through the dictionary by that letter, and we pick out a really nice, good way to end the show by telling you that you've been wrong all your life, and we're about to end the show, and we don't want you to argue.
Don't argue with me.
So today, since it is a Mother's Day theme, I think, Mario, we should just go with the letter M.
Yes.
M. Yes, that's what
I
I
think we
was
should
going
go
to
with the letter
recommend.
M, so we can go ahead and kill two birds with one stone, which is something that we might have to look into as well, Mario.
Yeah, I have it on the list. I have it on the list.
Something we might have to look into as well, and go with M, and let's end up the show right with a beautiful Mother's Day show with the letter M.
Oh, let's.
And watch it be something like Mother's Day is not a real holiday.
Exactly. Right. I want to find a good one, man.
But it is man-made, so.
Exactly. No, man, we did that. Trust me, that's a misinformation that a lot of people have about these federal holidays.
It's created, yeah.
Ooh, wow, the M's are. Oh. I'm gonna get one that is important to me. Okay, the M.
Okay.
This is a good one. Okay, because thank you. This is more. Let's clear this up once and for all. I would stand up if I could, but the way the camera is set up. M. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, look. I could have said this without the book. Thank you. In fact, it reads, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
It's the love of money, y'all. It is not money.
It's the love of money. Yeah.
It's the love of it. Money itself is not evil because,
Absolutely.
losers, money answereth all things in the same book. Money is don't argue with me. It's the love of money is the root of all evil. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the listeners. We appreciate the viewers. Have your mamas check out the show. Have them subscribe, share, like. Look, you can find us on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. We are brought to you by the Underdog Podcast Network. We're on YouTube. Stream us up. Thank you to my co-host 20.
You already know, man. You already know, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Like I said, every day, every time I'm on this show, I learn something new. Yes. And I'm just enjoying it every time, man. Let's keep it
very good. Very great show, guys. Great show.
Thank you. And remember,
thank you
y'all,
for having me.
of course, we will always have you because
thank you for having us.
Yes, literally. Actually, thank you for having us. And y'all out there, love your mothers, love the people that love you, love the people you consider a mother, and
love Mother Nature, y'all.
Love Mother Nature, honor Mother Nature, and also remember that value is in the eye of the appraiser. Till next week.
Till
Thank you
next
guys.
week.
Yeah, like.
Bye.
Bye, Sheila. Bye, bye, Chris.